punished. First canto creation, chapter 7, the son of Drona punished. Text number 28. Na hi asya anyatmam kinche nahi asyanyatmam kinche nahi anyanyatmam kinche astram pratyavakarsanam astram pratyavakarsanam astram pratyavakarsanam jahi astra teja unnadham jahi astra teja unnadham jahi astra teja unnadham astra jno hi astra tejasa astrajno hi astra tejasa astrajno hi astra tejasa nahi asyanyatamam kinche astam pratyavakarsanam jahi astra teja unnadham astrajno hi astra tejasa nahi asyanyatamam kinche astram pratyavakarsanam jahi astra teja unnadham astrajno hi astra tejasa. Nahasyanyatam kinche astram pratyavakarsanam astrajno hi astra tejasa nahasyanyatam kinche astram pratyavakarsanam astram pratyavakarsanam Synonyms, word to word meaning. Na, not. He, certainly. Asya, of it. Anyatamam, other. Kinche, anything. Astram, weapon. Prati, counter. Avakarshanam, reactionary. Jahi, subdue it. Astratejaha, the glare of this weapon. Unnadham, very powerful. Astagnaha, expert in military science. He, as a matter of fact. Astratejasa, by the influence of your weapon. Translation and purport given by Srila Prabhupada, Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki. Translation. O Arjuna, only another Brahmastra can counteract this weapon. Since you are expert in the military science, subdue this weapon's glare with the power of your own weapon. Please repeat the translation. O Arjuna, only another Brahmastra can counteract this weapon. Since you are expert in military science, subdue this weapon's glare with the power of your own weapon. Purport. For the atomic bombs, there is no counter weapon to neutralize the effects. But by subtle science, the action of Brahmastra can be counteracted. And those who are expert in military science in those days could counteract the Brahmastra. The son of Dronacharya did not know the art of counteracting the weapon. and therefore Arjuna was asked to counteract it by the power of his own weapon. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamy Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pachyatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktarunda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Continuing the chapter, in this verse Krishna is telling Nahi ashyatamam kinchid astram pratyava karshanam jahi astrateja unnadam astrajnohi astratejasa. That astratejasa can be controlled by another astra. Krishna is telling Brahmastra can be, the Brahmastra released by Ashwadhama can be controlled by another Brahmastra which Arjuna can release. In olden days, when this technology and all is not there, people used to go for fields. They used to grow many things. Like that, corn also they used to grow, you know. When they used to grow hundreds of acres corn, sometimes it used to happen, it will set a fire. Corn, when it is dried, it's so dry. If it catches fire, that's all, 100 acres are gone. You cannot save that. So what people used to do, one side somehow it accidentally set fire. Some, in between some portions, some guards used to be there for safeguarding night time, some people in the daytime like that. What they used to do, they used to see the fire the other side, they'll cut a portion of field and they'll set the fire in the reverse way. So one fire is coming like this, another, they artificially set fire is coming like that, they both will come and will collapse. Otherwise entire 100 acres, 200 acres, this corn is gone. To save that field and other field, they used to set fire in another place, then two fires will come together and it will collapse. Like that way, fire can be controlled by fire also. In the same way, Krishna is telling, Brahmastra can be controlled by another Brahmastra only. See, fire can be controlled by water also, but Brahmastra cannot be controlled by water. Brahmastra can be counteracted by another Brahmastra only. There is no other option. So Krishna told to Arjuna, release another Brahmastra to counteract it. See, in those days, no need of switch one button, it will create some reaction and it will go and it will happen like that. No, just touch the water for purification and release with settle mantra, chant settle mantra and release the Brahmastra. It's very simple. But the effect is more than the atomic bomb. If an atom bomb, if anybody applies, they cannot counteract that, right? But Brahmastra can be controlled. That's why Krishna is still Astrajnohi Astratejaha. Astrajnoha means one who knows this art, one who knows the military art. See, military art also comes in the Vedas. Military art is called in the Sanskrit Dhanur Veda. Dhanur Veda, Ayurveda. Ayurveda means, Veda means knowledge, Ayuhu means life. To extending the life, knowledge is given, that is called Ayurveda. Dhanuhu means weapon, Veda means knowledge. How to use this weapon is called Dhanur Veda. How to use, how to contact, all the things they used to know. See, Veda literally means, in the first canto, first sloka, I think it is told, in first chapter actually, not first sloka, Nigama kalpataror galitam phalam. All of you know this verse. That kalpataru is meant for Vedic knowledge. there, Suta Goswami is comparing Vedic knowledge to a kalpataru. Nigama kalpataror galitam phalam. Means, the kalpataru means what? Desire tree. Desire tree means whatever you want, everything is there. You want Dhanurveda knowledge, it's there in the Vedas. Any material knowledge you want, all the knowledge is there in the Vedas. In the 4 Vedas, it's there. That's how it's called Kalpataru. Kalpataru means if you go and ask a tree, mango, it will give. You go and ask apple, it gives. The same tree. It go and ask something else, it will give. Whatever you ask, it will give. In the same way, this Vedas also, whatever knowledge you want, all the knowledge is there. You want military science, it's there. You want medical science, it's there. You want some other science, it's there. Any science, all the knowledge is there in the Vedas. That's how it is called Kalpataru. It's incomplete. Whatever you want, it will give. Okay, why Ashwadhama released Brahmastra? See, when danger came to Arjuna, Arjuna approached Krishna. But Ashwadhama did not approach anybody. He just whimsically released. Means, his mind is not controlled. His mind is not controlled. His mind is not under his control. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, for him who has conquered the mind is the best of his friends. But for one who has failed to do so, means one who has not conquered his mind, his very mind will be the greatest enemy. Krishna is telling this in the 6th chapter, I think 5th verse or 6th verse. Krishna is telling, for him, one who has conquered his mind, the mind will be the best friend. Nobody else is his best friend. That much best friend mind will become. But one who failed to do so, the very mind will become the greatest enemy. No one else is the greatest enemy than the mind. Like that it will become. Krishna himself is telling mind is like that. So Ashwadhama also is not able to control his mind. That's why he released Brahmastra. If you don't control your mind, you also act whimsically. Then how to control the mind? We got to know that, I no need to tell how we are acting whimsically. Dhyayato Vish. Meditation is also an authorized process to control the mind. Yes. Yes, dhyana, vyana, samano, dana. With these asanas, if anybody meditates, then they can also control the mind. But they has to meditate minimum for 10,000 years. 30,000 years. All of you know, no? Valmiki Rishi meditated for 60,000 years. 60,000 years. Valmiki Rishi meditated for how many years? 60,000 years just for controlling his mind, all these things to reach that situation. But Mrugari didn't do like that. Mrugari and Valmiki Rishi are in the same platform if you compare. Valmiki is also hunting, Mrugari is also hunting. But Mrugari started chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra and following his spiritual master Narada Muni. And when very few days later they came, he changed fully. So quick. Just like that, if you want to go to 100th floor, you enter into the lift, just press the button, in another 1 minute you are there in the 100th floor. But if you want to climb the stairs, maybe how many hours it will take, I don't know. First of all, you may claim or you may not, because in between if you got fatigue and if you fell down, if you became unconscious, it's not easy, to climb step by step to 100 floors. Maybe it's easy for some, but it will take time. But it's not so easy that you thought like that, you are done. No. That's why meditation is also a process to control the mind, but it's very difficult. It will take time. But devotional service is only option. And why devotional service? Means it's very powerful. It's very, very powerful. Just follow the instructions, and all we know, Krishna says in, not Krishna, in Srimad Bhagavatam it is told that, take the sword of knowledge and cut this material knot. Yes or no? Take the sword of knowledge and cut this material knot. What is that knot? This material bondage, material affection, this material illusory energy and fruitive activities what we'll do in this material world, and desires from the core of our heart, Shishi Radha Govind ki, Nitaya Gaurang ki, Shil Prabhupada ki. The false ego is there in our heart. All these things, these are these things. Then in Bhagavatam it is told, take the sword of knowledge and just cut that knot. Then you will be freed from that. If you want to remove the knot, one knot after one after one other, it will take many lifetimes. Because from many lifetimes we are putting the knots. We are putting the knots and it became so thick, we are unable to find how to open it. For that, only option is that cut it. Cut it is the best solution. And what we have to take? Knowledge. A sword of knowledge we have to take and cut that knot. But you have taken the sword of knowledge, we are about to cut, but sword is not sharpened. It's not so sharp to cut that knots. Then what you will do? What will you do? Then we have to sharpen it. How to sharpen the knot? In the Srimad Bhagavatam only it is told how to sharpen the knot. How to sharpen the sword. In Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, 11th chapter, Jadabarta is telling to Maharaj Raghugana, is telling like this, Bhatruvyam yenam tad adarbha viryam upekshayadhyayetam aparmaktaha guror haresh charanopana astro jahi valikyam swayam atma mosham. The translation is, this uncontrolled mind is the greatest enemy of the living entity. If one neglects it or gives it a chance, it will grow more and more powerful and it will become victorious, although it is not factual. It is very strong. It covers the constitutional position of the soul. O king, please try to conquer mind by the weapon of service to the lotus feet of spiritual master and to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Do this with great care. Jadabarta is telling, yes, you have taken the sword of knowledge, but do service at the lotus feet of the Guru. That will sharpen the knife, sword. This is not only in Bhagavatam, Srila Prabhupada also is telling. In one conversation, it is told that those days, Harikesh Swamy, Harikesh Prabhu. Harikesh Prabhu used to do services in some communist countries. Communist countries, they don't allow Bhagavad Gita and all to enter in their country. Then what they used to do, bottom of the vehicle, they used to create an artificial bottom, and in that they used to file up the books and they used to take the vehicle, just like that. Then they'll check entire vehicle, no books they'll find. In the bottom, somehow nicely artificial bottom is there in that between portion that Prabhu used to cover the books nicely. Then he used to take and he used to preach. Sometimes directly he used to tell, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, you should surrender to Krishna. But in communist countries, the language is so that they don't understand English. Some mediator is required to translate. So that mediator is not used to translate, it seems directly. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead means he used to literally change and translate like that. Because he knows if he translate what will happen. Because it's a communist country. So then Hare Krishna Maharaj used to do service like that. You see, so difficult those days. Then Prabhupada is so happy with this. Yes, he is doing a great job, like that he used to tell. Then Prabhupada also in that conversation with his disciples, Tamal Krishna Maharaj and Harishaur Prabhu and all, then Prabhupada is telling, that is sharpening your weapon. That is also described. By serving the spiritual master, you keep your weapon always sharpened. What is that weapon? What is that weapon? Knowledge, not sword. That weapon is knowledge, please remember. That weapon is knowledge. Knowledge is not so sharpened. It's not getting cut. So, we have to sharpen. To sharpen, we have to serve the lotus feet of the Lord and Krishna. We have to serve the lotus feet of the Guru and Krishna. Especially Guru. And then take help from Krishna. Prabhupada is telling, after serving the spiritual master lotus feet and sharpening the knife, take help from Krishna's words of the spiritual master's sharpened weapon. Then you can do so. Suppose you have got a sharpened sword, but you have no strength. Now you have nicely sharpened sword. Then everything is there, but to lift that sword you don't have strength. To lift that sword you don't have strength. Then how? It's very difficult. Lift that sword and cut. To that, it is told that we have to pray to Balaram. Balaram will give the bala, spiritual bala, to lift that sword. Then you have bala also, but you don't have desire. I don't want to lift now. You don't have desire. That desire will be given by Radharani. So we have to pray Radharani. So now you have the sword, you have the strength, you have the desire. What else is there? Just take the sword and cut it the knot. Then material affection, material illusion, everything will go away just like that. See, when Prabhupada is there, Prabhupada is visible in this material world, physically, visible in this material world. Now also Prabhupada is there in this material world, with his spiritual form is there. But when he is physically visible, those days, few devotees, they came in touch just like that and they became very serious devotees and they will become very pure devotees also. What is the devotee name who used to conduct the Radhayatra? Jayananda Prabhu. Jayananda Prabhu, he came just like that, he used to serve Prabhupada, he conducted Radhayatra and he passed away. Prabhupada said he went back to God. Just few years, that's all. Prabhupada is there in the mission only for 11 years, seriously. That time somewhere in Bidil, Prabhu came and he served for few years and he became perfect and he went back to Godhead. See, few years, that's all. Not even 11 years is not there. That Prabhu is not there, not even 11 years. Only few years is there. That is the power of serving the spiritual master. Then you may ask now, Prabhupada is not physically there, Prabhupada is not giving instructions. Then how to take instructions? There are many ways are there to take instruction. From his book, we can take instructions. From his lectures, we can take instructions. From senior devotees, we can take instruction. Prabhupada says, just follow the temple president. Whatever he says, that is my instruction, you just follow, that's all. That is also instruction, Prabhupada instruction only. Prabhupada set an organization so that a devotee can join in that organization and can practice, take his instructions and practice nicely and go back to Godhead. Back home, back to Godhead. That facility Prabhupada created. It's no matter that Prabhupada is not there directly, is not giving the instructions. If you are very sincere, Prabhupada will give instructions from inside the heart. As a Chaitya Guru, he will give instructions from inside. For that, only one thing is required, purification. that purification to happen, it will take very long time for us, at least for us. Not like Jayandhara Prabhu, few years he'll go back. No, maybe for us it may take very long time. So we have to be very sincere, serve nicely in the organization, and there is a chance that we can go back to home and back to Godhead. For that, only the value is sincerity. And Prabhupada in Srimad Bhagavatam, it is also told in some places, one must have the lotus feet of the superiors, namely the spiritual masters, and they should follow their words. Then one can sharpen the sword of knowledge, and with the power of the Supreme Personality of Godhead mercy, one conquer the enemies. Who are our enemies? Yes, all of you are right. Those enemies can conquer by this knowledge, and this knowledge can be sharpened by the service to the lotus feet of the Guru. See, many people are reading Bhagavad Gita. In this, at least in India, in other countries, many people are reading Bhagavad Gita. But everybody is not so progressive like in ISKCON. The devotees in ISKCON, how they are progressing. Outside people are not progressing like that. I know some person who gives Bhagavad Gita classes, but is not following ISKCON. But he gives Bhagavad Gita classes and all these things, but he nicely, materially engaged nicely. Also, he's got a family, all these things and all. Maybe a pious person, but is not progressing so nicely. Why? Because the service is missing. Service to the lotus feet of the Guru is missing. That's why he's not progressing so quickly like that. That's why service to the lotus feet of the Guru and Krishna is given more weightage. Of course. Now you may ask question. Service is there, chanting is pending. What to do now? Right? No? Service also is there. Service, you are telling service is important. From morning onwards I am doing only service, Prabhu, but I am not chanting. My 16 rounds are pending. What to do? Some may ask Prabhu like that for round from last 4 days. 64 rounds are there. Some may say, Prabhu, last few days, 100 rounds are pending are there. What to do now? Service or chanting, you tell. Yes, service is given weightage, but ours is not one weight. Ours is like a railway track. Both we have to balance. If one goes up, the train will tilt. Yes or no? Both balance has to be there. Then chanting also is important. Yes. Get up early in the morning, attend Mangalarti, chant. If you don't have any other service, chant. If you have service, go for service, attend the service, then you can take time and chant. Like Janmashtami is there, 2-3 days, some devotees, they won't be able to chant. So much service will be. That's okay. Prabhupada also permitted that. If you have so much service, you are unable to chant, cope up in the next day. Cope up those rounds in the coming next day. But don't miss it out. Next day you can take permission from your immediate authority and chant and complete the rounds. Very long back, maybe 15 years back like that and all. Because of few reasons, I visited my homes. For 4 days I could not able to complete my rounds. How many rounds? It became 64 rounds. Immediately I have to travel from Bangalore to Vrindavan. Bangalore to Vrindavan, it will take 2 nights, 1 day. Around how many? 36 hours? 36 hours it used to take. Now also it will take those many hours. 34 to 36 hours. Then morning I got up in the train. From morning to night I was chanting. Because train nothing else is there to do. I finished my 64 rounds like that. Like that, anything happens, take permission and finish your rounds. And again, service, rounds. It is told, Prabhupada gave a sandwich sadhana and service. Sandwich, a bread piece will be there, in between stuff will be there, again another bed piece will be there. Like that, morning 6 hours sadhana, then in between service, whatever stuff is there, service. Again evening Sandhya Arati or Shaina Arati and little reading and little chanting. It became sandwich. Like that process Prabhupada gave. Prabhupada says it's a sandwich process. So if you follow this process, no danger is there. Sincerely just follow, whether you are unable to do or no. Some people may be physically weak. They are unable to do physical services. No problem. You just tell your immediate authority what services you are able to do, they will assign that only. But initially it is recommended to do physical services. But you are unable to lift so many weights, no problem, you do some other service. Just washing plates you do. But thing is that when you are unable to do, you should go and approach your authority and tell. I am unable to lift so many big vessels, Prabhu. Please give me some other service. Like that if you approach, they'll change. Like that, we should balance our sadhana and service and smoothly go. Then, if you do services very nicely, when strong things are there, so much nicely if you do, then your foundation will be very nice. First 3 to 5 years, one should do sadhana and services so nicely that his foundation will be very strong. If foundation is very strong, earthquake comes, what will happen? The building don't shake and it don't fall down like that. Those areas, which areas are prone to earthquakes, they'll do special foundations. Special foundations, you know. Why? Even earthquake comes also, the building will withstand. It don't break down or it don't fall off like that. Like that, if you put your foundation like that, whether earthquake comes, some tsunami comes, you don't these things. Tsunamis and earthquakes not only outside world, inside our life also it will come. When like that issues comes, we'll withstand in devotional service. Otherwise something came, shaken situation, we'll also go with the situation. A hurricane came like that, we'll just go with the hurricane. If your foundation is strong, you will withstand. Difficulties comes to devotees also. That time you have to be strong means initial foundation has to be so strong. So first 5 years, don't miss one Mangalarti also. Of course, after Janmashtami, maybe we can miss. Janmashtami, we don't sleep till 2 o'clock and all. Yes, no problem. Like that, whatever possibility is there, come and attend Mangalarti, sadhana, entire thing. Apart from when you are sick, when you are traveling. When you are traveling also, some authorities permitted for Mangalartis. You can get up nicely, wash your face, all these things, put nice tilak and chant slowly. Samsara Dhamana, Nalira Loka, Tranayaka, these songs, and pay obeisances for all the Vaishnavas in the train only, and do. Your sadhana is done. And while chanting, while singing that song, remember you are doing Arati to Radha Krishna or Nitya Gauranga, like that. Then your sadhana is done. Those devotees who are traveling very often, this is recommended by some senior devotees for them. For preaching all these things, very, very often they used to travel. In a week, 2 to 3 times they has to travel in the morning. For those devotees, like this sadhana is also required. Get up around 4:30 or 5 o'clock, wash your face, whatever it may be, and chant a Mangalarti song, sing Samsara Dhavanala, then pay obeisances to all the Vaishnavas. Then minimum sadhana is done. Like that also we can do sadhana when we are traveling. That is also as good as doing sadhana in the temple, if your consciousness is very good. Okay? Like that also without missing sadhana, one can do. Like this, if anybody is doing, they'll become very strong and they'll follow only their authorities, not like Ashwadhamadi, he'll follow his mind. No, we'll follow only our authorities and be strong in our spiritual life. Like that, we can progress in our spiritual life. Okay? I'll stop here. If anybody has got any questions, I'll try to answer. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की, जगद्गुरु शिल प्रभुपाद की, निताय गौर प्रेमनंद.
శ్రీకృష్ణుణ్ణి చేరుకోవడానికి, కృష్ణ భక్తిని అందరికీ అందించటానికి బృందావనం వైపు ఉరకలేస్తున్న యమునోత్రి. విష్ణుపాదమే తన పుట్టినిల్లుగా కైలాసం చేరుకోవడానికి పరుగులు తీస్తున్న గంగోత్రి. కురుక్షేత్ర ఘోరహత్యా పాపం శంకరుణ్ణి శాంతపరచడం లక్ష్యంగా పాండవులు నిర్మించిన కేదార్నాథ్. సమస్త సాధు పుంగవులకు, ఋషులకు, ఆధ్యాత్మిక సాధనకు స్ఫూర్తినిచ్చే నరనారాయణులను నడయాడిన ప్రదేశం బద్రీనాథ్.